Good morning, boys and girls. This is Kosala, also known as Marventus, bringing you yet another third-party cast this weekend. It's a beautiful morning in Hertfordshire. There's crisp snow on the ground, the sun is shining, and I can tell you, for us who live in England, that is pretty damn miraculous event to have the sun shining like this on a day. So here we are. I'm in an excellent mood. And here's what I've been doing. I've been trolling around the internet a little bit on these Starcraft 2 replay sites, trying to find a good Zerg versus Zerg battle to cast, because we don't see a lot of those. And I've actually not seen a single one of these on my channel as far as I know. So here we are. This is not one of my first-person replays. This is actually a third-person cast. Our players, in the bottom-hand left side is Mr. RootBubba, and in the top right-hand side against SlayersCella. RootBubba versus SlayersCella. Let's see how this goes. Let's get ourselves a production tab up and see if we can follow on what our gang here are doing. Mr. SlayersCella was just very briefly supply blocked there, but both are happily droning away at this time. Now this map, I should probably check that before I logged on, but I can't for the life remember what it is, but it's a very familiar looking map. Could it be the Zelnaga Towers? Could it be Shakuras? I can't remember, right, but somebody who's watching this will certainly remember this. Post it down in the comments so that we know what's going on here. We have two overlords meeting in the middle. Oh, what will ensue? I imagine nothing. They will simply pass each other by and wave and continue right onwards. These are the only two spawning points on this map, so there's absolutely no way for anybody to be confused about what's going on. And at 14 supply, SlayersCella getting his first gas and throwing down a spawning pool. Doing excellently on the droning, already got almost 2 rows worth of drones. And over here, RootBubba, right, is now also on exactly the same drone count, getting down his spawning pool and his first gas as well. So basically both players doing identical things at identical times. There you go. I'm guessing this is probably a Diamond League game, but I'm not entirely sure. If you know, post down in the comments as well. Now, just take a moment to slug in a cup of coffee here. Ah, there we go. This is what happens when you're casting at 8:30 in the morning. On a Sunday. Yes, boys and girls, I am actually that crazy. Here we go, second overlord now out. Or is it the third? It's very possibly the third out for RootBubba. Also heading outwards into the blue yonder. Nobody has created a single unit so far, and it's 3:28 into the game. There isn't a single unit on the field until right now. Here we are, the first 4 Zerglings coming out to do a little foray. Met by the first 4 Zerglings from Mr. SlayersCella. These two people are playing the game identically. A little split happening here. Are they both going for the Zelnaga Towers? They could very well be. Let's take a look at what happens here. Zergling meets Zergling in the middle. 4 versus 2. This can only end one way. And therefore RootBubba makes a dive outwards to meet his buddies down here. One Zergling going down for SlayersCella. 2 more coming in. SlayersCella looking like he's going to get the wrong end of the stick on this one. Yes, RootBubba comes out with only 1 Zergling down and 1 Zergling in the red. Going up to get rid of the last 2 who's hanging out here. And SlayersCella backing away now, backing away. Do we have a queen? We do have a queen parked up front now. And she's coming out to defend. Few more Zerglings coming out now for SlayersCella. 4.5 minutes into the game. And so far, let's take a look at the income tag. Both have been focused completely on droning. They look identical as far as gas and minerals are concerned. We have a slight foray happening here. Some banelings popping out here for RootBubba, who came up with his banelings nest before SlayersCella did. In fact, SlayersCella doesn't have a banelings nest. He's coming out with a roach warrant to respond to that, as indeed he should do. We have Queens doing a heroic job. A few what are they called? Roaches out now. And they take down those banelings before they do too much damage. But nonetheless, the economy of SlayersCella hit a little bit here. We'll just take a look at this when the battle is over, what we have remaining. SlayersCella doing a decent job of defending himself, but RootBubba did a considerable amount of damage. We're now down to barely 1 row of drones. SlayersCella is droning away to try to keep up. We have 4 or 5 roaches out on the field. We've got more Zerglings coming in to harass, and now RootBubba well ahead, taking up to a lair. Now, will SlayersCella be able to keep up? That is the question. That is the question. More drones coming up. SlayersCella still on 1 gas, along with RootBubba as well, still on 1 gas. Notice these higher level players tend to be much better at gas management. I would have been popped up 2 gases by now, completely unnecessarily. Second gas finally now going down for RootBubba at 27 supply. And here in the middle of the field we have total control by RootBubba's Zerglings. SlayersCella not getting anywhere here. He's got his roaches parked up here at his main base, defending the ramp. In the event there's some sort of Zergling push up there. Let's see what happens. We also have the Zelnaga tower command by actually RootBubba has not moved into the Zelnaga tower there for some odd reason. And what have we got here? We've got spine crawlers moving up to defend the base. Let's take a look at the unit situation. RootBubba has got 12 Zerglings versus SlayersCella's 6 roaches at this point. And what are we producing? We have a spire going up for who? For RootBubba. Right. And he's coming up with his spire well before SlayersCella, who is now just finished taking up 2 lair, which means that RootBubba is gonna have his Mutalisks out before SlayersCella. And this could be the main difference that changes everything. Let's find out in just a second. We have a spine crawler going up here as defense for SlayersCella. But will he get his Mutalisks out in time? That is the question. Spire just starting to build there, whereas Spire coming to a conclusion over on RootBubba's end of things. So he will get his Mutalisks out first. Let's see how much of an advantage that gives him. I've upped the graphics level on my cast, by the way, by a little bit. It's gone from high to ultra now. So the textures are starting to look considerably better, which is always nice. And let's see if my computer continues to handle it well. Had a bit of a frame rate drop the moment I said that. It's typical, of course. We have 4 Mutalisks coming out for RootBubba. We have no Mutalisks out yet for SlayersCella, who's still only 60% of the way done with his Spire. What is going to happen here? We're about to find out. In the middle of the map, we have RootBubba completely controlling the action with his Zerglings patrolling away. No chance for SlayersCella to really do much there. His roaches are coming out into the middle of the field to do a little bit of a foray. Let's see what happens. RootBubba catches sight of that, of course, because he's got charge of the Zelnaga tower, which is about to lose because the roaches are coming in for a kill. The Mutalisks are popping out. 3 Mutalisks. What is he going to do? He's heading straight for the base, ignoring the roaches completely because, of course, the roaches can't do anything against the Mutalisks. We have 2 queens as defense. Will they be able to keep these Mutalisks at bay? We now have 4 Mutalisks who do a quick retreat and wait. Taking down the Overlord, as indeed they should. Taking down Overlord is a major nuisance for any Zerg player. And that means that SlayersCella is now supply blocked. This is a huge deal. He can't produce any more units until he gets his Overlord up and running. And he's got his first 3 Mutalisks out on the field, but these guys are gonna lose to RootBubba's Mutalisk group right here. SlayersCella now in a lot of trouble, We have a couple of queens coming out to reinforce with transfusions. Only 2 Mutalisks left for SlayersCella. He is massively supply blocked. Oh, he's managed to pop out a few Overlords to meet the demand, but that means, of course, that he is not popping out. He is not popping out Mutalisks. Now he has no Mutalisks on the field. SlayersCella now making 4 Mutalisks, trying to counter what's happening here, whereas RootBubba is just reinforcing, and SlayersCella, GG's out of the game, because he realizes that there's absolutely nothing he can do. He's simply behind. He's always going to be behind the Mutalisk count. He's not going to be able to catch up. Therefore, there is nothing further to do here, and he GG's out. Well, there you go, my friends. I hope you guys enjoyed the game. And if you guys feel like these third-party casts are educational for you, feel free to let me know. I wasn't originally going to add these on my channel, but I've noticed that they're actually quite educational from the perspective that they do things that don't occur in my first-person games frequently. And it could be quite useful to see. So if you guys like this kind of stuff, like the video, comment below, and stuff of that nature, and also send me links to replays and stuff to my email address, or message me on the YouTube channel itself, and I will tell you where to send them so I can cast them for all of our amusement. Thank you very much and have a lovely day. Bye bye.